So greetings. Today I want to speak about mediumship. I'll see you after the intro. So greetings, welcome back, and welcome to Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. Now, I had a lot of messages from people saying, bruv, when are you going to do another video? And you know what? I just haven't had the time to really do one. And I thought I've had tonight to put something together and basically speak about what I've been doing a lot of recently, and that is mediumship. Now, I'm known for being a medium and a tarot reader, but my abilities go a lot deeper and a lot stronger than that. But I want to specifically talk more about mediumship and address those and what I do, how I work and what I see, how I feel, what they tell me, how they tell me, who works with me, things of that nature. And again, every medium works differently. But I just want to talk about where I started and how I kind of fell into it, to be honest. I mean, it was a good 30 years ago. I was really young, must have been in my teens by then. And it's just something I just kept on hearing, a voice I kept on hearing. I didn't really know what it was. So as I started to grow up, this happened over a period of a year, and I never really shared it with anyone because obviously you don't want to start telling your family, you might think you're crazy. But every time I heard the voice and it told me about something or a situation or a person, it came true. Of course, that scared me. So I must have been about 18, 19 when this voice really got really strong. No, it was just before that. I was 16 going on 17, and I was working in the Docklands in London. Actually, yeah, in London. And it's just before I met the boy's mum, and it was so strong. I think I was at one of my lowest, and the spirit stepped forward. And I've always seen the spirit. I felt the spirit since I was young, and it was my Native American ancestor, who is called Chief, who's actually my mum's great grandfather. And didn't know. Only years later I found this out. So anyway, long story short, he helped me develop to be a clairvoyant, a medium, and I got taught by spirit. Other spirits started turning up and started teaching me, and it was all under his kind of guidance. And obviously above that is God. So anyway, when I started to do real mediumship was face to face, and I was seeing people around this person, and I still do today, still go into the same. I can't really get breathless because I know it's really getting close. That we talk, I see them and I explain stuff, and I always go to the client. I've got this person's around me. Can I describe them? So I describe them, and they recognize who they are. So I realize it's not just my figment of my imagination, you know. So as I grew and I grew up and I evolved, I begun to start doing stage work, various churches and so on. But mainly it was working with people one-to-one. And then I got involved in an events company, and then it kind of grew from there. But let me just talk about me being on stage and what I see. So when I'm on stage, there is that fear. There's 20 people minimum normally, and you're in front of these people, right? Imagine it, if you can. You're in front of these people. You don't know these people from Adam. And there's no guarantees that your guides, my guides, are going to step forward and help me, but I know they will. So as I step on the stage, normally I get a feel of nervousness, and so then I know it's gonna be really well. Then I start talking, and then I just go, where do you want me to go? And they just take me, and they just go, there's a lady here, whatever. And it could be something ridiculous that is immaterial to me. And I've gone to someone, like, I'll just say about a couple of instant examples what I've dealt with. And I was just going, I was finishing off with this lady, and I goes, I need to break away. I'm going to go and work with other people now. So I done the step down and let the person go and say, I leave their love with you, and like, God bless, claps, and all the rest of it. So as I moved away, I was carrying on talking, and then I just kept on seeing the Titanic again. And I goes, this woman, I got a lady here again, who is talking about the Titanic. She's talking about the Titanic, and either her parents were on the Titanic or her uncle, somebody, but it was a male, was on this Titanic but survived. And then some woman put her hand in the air, and I was like, is it you? She said, yeah. And it was the same lady. She said, sorry, and then she explained it was her grandmother's grandparents. Yeah, that's right, grandparents. Who the grandfather was on the Titanic and survived. And it was her great grandfather then. And I was like, so I've just done a reading, but this woman wouldn't just go. So I had to go, all right, so I just had to leave that with you again. And then she slowly pulled away. Then later on, a few readings later, I had this really strong impression of this young male. Period clothes. When I say period, 1970s, 60s, 70s clothing. And it was like, imagine, no, that's too early. Imagine, I suppose, Bionic Man times, flares, wide collars. So looking about the 60s. Anyway, this man, young man, I saw him standing next to this motorbike, and all I remember seeing is a crash site, and he wasn't there. All I see was a blanket over his body, and the man goes, I've lost my head, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so I'm talking, and I goes, I'm over here, and I goes, I don't know if it's you guys, is it? I goes, but he's talking about my mum should have been here. With my mum hasn't come, but my sister's here. And then somebody put a hand up and goes, that's my brother. And my mum was here, but she's left. She had to go, she was unwell. And I goes, he's come to say hi to you and to his mum. But, so I explain the situation. I goes, why am I playing the guitar? Why am I, and I keep hearing the word Bob Dylan. I don't know why I keep getting the word. And I just say what I get. She started laughing. And then the husband was almost in tears. Big guy, like Grant Mitchell, built guy. And he was laughing. And she said, my brother, he used to play the guitar. And walk around and say, yeah, I'm Bob Dylan. Something like that. And I don't know if at the time Bob Dylan was around, but I'm just getting that memory, right? And she confirmed it, and she said, yeah, she could understand he wanted to be somebody. He was saying, he's saying these words and he's playing this guitar. Anyway, so she was in tears, and then later on she came up to me, she gave me a big hug, and she said, thank you so much. He hasn't come through in years, and it was like his whatever anniversary, and no one's really felt him around. I goes, no, he's very much around, but he just doesn't want you guys to forget him, but he wants you guys to move on. So as I was leaving the event, I had this 18-year-old come up to me and go, how do you do that? And I'm like, how do I do what? Talk to these people. And I said, and then mum goes, he's gifted. And I go, look, I just pick up on the vibration. I try to explain it to her. And she goes, I can't work it out. I goes, listen, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't try and work it out because you go crazy. It just happens. She says, all the people you spoke about, I knew, bar the guy with the guitar. But she knew the old lady and knew about the man. She goes, I grew up with them. So the stories you were saying, I can relate to as a young kid, and knowing them when they passed over. She goes, it's really, really weird. And she goes, I said, she was really, really over the moon about it. And I goes, look, clearly you were meant to see this and you was meant to trigger you in some way. But I feel that they just want me to share this with you. Anyway, later on, another event, I was out and I asked if they wanted to bring an item that I can see if I can pick up on. So they bought something called scry. You hold an item in your hand and you see if you can pick up on the person's energy. So a couple of people bought, I did a platform, someone brought over these rings. And one of the rings was really, really intense. And I said, she weren't meant to go, this woman. And I'm going with my hair like this. And I'm playing my hair. No, I ain't got no hair. Playing my hair. And I said, and then the woman, this lady who is probably in her 50s is laughing. And there's another young girl who must be in her early 30s. And there's another girl, probably was in her 20s. But I'm going like this and I goes, but then I'm looking at my arm and I'm going, my arm hurts. And I go, what's this about? And then the older lady started crying. And I goes, what's wrong? She goes, that's her daughter. And she goes, you put it on, that's where she used to inject herself. And she always used to comb her hair. And I goes, well, at least she had hair to comb. I said, and then the mum started laughing. And I go, so who is she to you? She said, that's our sister, our older sister. And I said, she were meant to go. She goes, no. She was taking drugs, but she took too much. She didn't realize how much she was taking, according to the autopsy, and it killed her. She was saying, I'm so sorry, Mum, I'm so sorry, and so on. And she was really, they were pleased that she came forward. And there's hundreds of stories I could talk about. But the important thing is like when a guide steps forward, when someone steps forward, my guide kind of translate and try to piece together and help me piece together what they're trying to say. Sometimes you get people from another country, so it's almost kind of like you have to translate it in their language, but it's really, really weird to try to explain. But normally, obviously, I hear is English. And I feel, I smell, and I taste. So someone could come forward and someone gave me, I hate fish, don't eat fish. Someone gave me the taste of fish in my mouth. And I was going to someone, who the hell used to eat fish? Almost had it for breakfast. 24, bloody 7. And I goes, please tell me quickly so I can get rid of this taste. And she said, oh, that's been my brother. She's laughing. And I'm going, thank you. Can you take it away? And he goes, he ate fish. He used to have the crab sticks. So he used to eat the crab sticks on the way to school. And I was like, who was crab sticks? Anyway, so she was pleased. And he just came forward. That's all. He just wanted to connect with her and say, look, I love you and I'm still around. And they're showing that they wanted to show you love. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I just want to say, like, mediumship, when you go there, don't be disappointed if they don't come to you, especially if it's a bigger group. And if they do come to you, be as open as you can, obviously within reason, obviously for your own safety and your own privacy. But remember that when they come forward, let me just explain, when spirit comes forward, it takes a lot of energy for them to come forward. And so when they come forward and they start talking, it just flows. And it's funny, earlier on, I've been struggling with my breathing the last couple of days. But talking now is so on point that goes, and when I connect. So when they come forward to you and they talk to you, please, if you can't take something, say, no, I can't really take that. And let the medium go back to their guide or to the person and try and get a bit more referencing, so you can get as clear reading and as connection as possible. It is about giving validation that this person is here. Excuse me. And it is also that the beloved ones do go on, as we all do, whether people believe it or not. So people, I'm going to leave it on that. I really actually enjoyed doing that talk today. But I hope to see you in the next video. Not sure when it's going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to try and do many as I can. But above all, if you've got any comments, leave them in the comments. Obviously, leave them in the comments. And God bless, and I'll see you soon.